Alright, my name is Muhammad Rahmat Al Halik, and I'm from class 5 TP5, and today I'm going to present my reports that called Morphological Analysis of a Javanese word. The language I choose for this analysis is Javanese, and Javanese is one of the largest regional language in Indonesia. It's spoken mainly in Java Island by more than around 80 million people. It is rich not only in vocabulary but also in morphology and the way words are formed and changed to express the meaning. In this project, I want to explore how simple words in Javanese are built from a smaller meaningful parts called morphemes. It's understanding By understanding this help us see how Javanese speakers express and actions, ideas, and relationships between words. And yep, the main goal of this study was to identify morphemes in Javanese words and classify them as a free or bound, then analyze whether they are inflectional or derivational. And yep, we will compare I will compare how Javanese word formations differs from English. And this is analysis is important is because it helps us understand how language grow and change, and how they reflect the identity and creativity of their speakers. For this study, I collect around 25 common Javanese words that it used in everyday life, and these words include both verbs and nouns that represents basic human activities. Yeah, some examples it's mangan, which means to eat, and ngombe, it means to drink, and turu, it means to sleep, ngango, it meaning to wear or to use, and jupuk, which means to take or pick thing. So by looking closely at these simple frequently used words, I can understand the basic word building system in Javanese. And most of these words are verbs that use prefix to create meaning related to actions or states. We move on to the morpheme analysis. We know that in linguistic, a morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning in a language. For example, in English, the word unhappiness has the three morphemes, like the prefix is han, the root is happy, and the ness is the suffix. It's similar with the Javanese words. It can also be a breakdown into smaller meaningful parts, and I will and here are some examples from the data. The first is mangan. The prefix is ma plus the root pangan become a mangan, and ngombe, it's the prefix ang plus ombe, the roots ombe become ngombe. Nyapu, nya plus sapo become a nyapu. Ang ngrongokake has the 3 units like in happiness before. Ang the prefix rungok is the roots, ake is the last is the suffix, and ngrongokake become ngrongokake. Ngejupuk and enje and jupuk. In this example, the prefix like ma, ang, nya, and the suffix ake are about morphemes. That meaning they cannot stand alone. They must attach to best words or roots such as pangan, ombe, or rungok, which are free morphemes because they have a meaning on their own. With this combination, so how Javanese use affixes, especially prefix, to create verbs and modify the meanings. Let's talk about the inflectional and derivational. An inflection is when a word changes its form to show grammatical information such as tense, positions, or degree, but without changing its basic meaning or word class. For example, like chili, it means small, and Louis, chili means smaller. Kind of that. And omah, it means house, and omahe means his or her house. With this example, so how Javanese can express a grammatical relationship like comparisons or possessions without creating a completely new word. On the other hand, derivations, it creates new words with the new meanings, often by changing a prefix or a suffix. For example, like pangan, it means food, that becomes mangan, to eat. Kind of that. Another one, it's rungok, it's here becomes ngrungokake, to listen. Another one again, sapu, broom, it becomes nyapu, to sweep. Like that. This derivational process often change the word class for in short, turning a noun into a verb and create new meaningful vocabulary. We move on to the morphological process in Javanese. We know that in Javanese we can identify several major morphological process. For the first is we know is affixations. It's the additions or prefix, infix or suffix. For example, like the word ngombe, the prefix ang plus ombe become ngombe, it means to drink, and this is the most common process in Javanese morphology. The second is the reduplications. It's like the repeating a word to indicate a plural or intensity. For example, in the word wengi, it become wengi, which means nights. And next is the borrowing. Borrowing is like you are adopting words from other language, such as kucing in Javanese. It means cat, which is which is borrowed from Malay or Indonesians, like that. In the conversions, it's using the same word in the different grammatical category. In short, it's for example, like a dolan can mean to play as a verb, or play or game as a noun, yeah, like that. And this process, so that the Japanese morphology is a very, yes, simple, like a very productive and flexible, yeah, allowing speakers to create many new words from a small set of, yeah, roots. So now I will compare the Japanese morphology with the English morphology. Yeah, we know that both language use similar process, like affixes and, yeah, like a compounding, but they apply them differently. In English, like a suffix are much more common. Yeah, for example, like walk become walk with in the end of ed. Run become running with the word. Another example, friend become a friendship. Yeah. However, in Javanese, the main process is prefixation, such as ombe become a ngombe, or pangan become mangan. Yeah. Another big difference is that Japanese prefix often change sound depending on the root word. For example, ang can become nya, become an, or yeah, based on the first letter of the base. Yeah, this kind of sounds change, yeah, doesn't happen in English. Yeah, English affix are, yeah, you know, that usually keep the same form. So we can say that English focus more on word endings to show grammatical information, while Japanese focus more on word beginnings and repetitions to show actions and, yeah, plural, yeah, to say the plural. With this comparisons, it highlights how each language has its own logic and structure, and how morphology reflect the culture and sound patterns of its speakers. While doing this analysis, I encountered several challenges. For the first, it was sometimes difficult to identify where one morpheme and another, yeah, began, because Japanese prefix is often change, yeah, their shape, yeah, like depending on the sounds of the base word. For example, ang becomes ny before certain consonants. Yeah, and sometimes it even merges completely with the root. The second is it was challenging to decide whether an affix was inflectional or derivational, because in Japanese, one prefix can serve both roles depending on the context. For example, the prefix um can simply mark a verb, but it can also change the meaning of the base. Yeah, despite this challenge, I found the analysis very interesting, and it showed me that morphology is not just about memorizing rules. It's about your understanding of how people use that language naturally and creatively. And it also helped me to appreciate how flexible and, yeah, expressive the Javanese language truly is. So, in conclusions, Javanese morphology is a rich and creative system that reflect the identity, culture, and, yeah, imaginations of its speakers. Through affixes, reduplications, and derivations, new words can be formed easily. That, yeah, it's showing how dynamic and flexible the language is. Yeah, by comparing it with English, we learn that no language is simpler or more complex. They are just different in the way they express meaning. Yeah, English relies on suffix and strict grammar, while Javanese relies on the prefix, like sounds change and, yeah, word repetitions. This project made me realize that the studying morphology is not only about understanding about understanding the structure, but also about appreciating, the communication on. And every morpheme, every sound, and every pattern shows how people think, feel, and adapt through language. Yep. Yeah, maybe that's all from me. Yeah, thank you very much for, yeah, pay attention with me. Bye bye.